Hello folks, welcome to episode 37 of GingerLion's Agrarian Skies Minecraft playthrough. Agrarian Skies is available on the Feed the Beast launcher. So, last episode I did a lot of beautification, and this episode I'm going to work on bees. No, it's not everyone's favorite topic, but some people absolutely love it. Me, I find it middling. So, our next quest on the quest line is to make bee automation, because at the moment we don't have the royal jelly that will be required to make I think it's either the synthesizer or the gene pool. So we should do the quest we can. Here we are with bee automation. So this is going to take an industrial apiary, which is this set of recipes. So the first thing that we need is a bunch of bronze, which I have. There's a sturdy casing. Now, we need this bee receptacle. I'm pretty sure I don't have a gold pressure plate at the moment, so go ahead and make one. Then we can make our bee receptacle. No, I need a glass pane too. Stack of those isn't bad to have around. There's the bee receptacle. And then we need to make 2 of these gears. I'm going to go with the thermal expansion version, because it's fast and easy. And now, glass. Sometimes shift-clicking just doesn't work like you'd want it to. Now, the industrial apiary is a very interesting block. It allows you to do your beekeeping in a completely automated way, and it allows you to build upgrades, but it requires quite a lot of power. Frankly, to be fair, I am making a huge amount of power. Even though I'm using a bunch of it up on a pair of lasers, I still have a lot of power production left over. In fact, why don't we go take a quick look and just see where it's at. My reactor. It looks like we're up to about 70% usage on my reactor, which is great, because, I still have huge amounts of yellorium available to make. Since I'm getting sulfur all the time from the lasers, I'm basically covered. So, now, let's see if that allows us to... It does allow us to hand in this quest. We'll claim the reward and see what we got. A greater reward bag with Infernal, Oblivion, and Oblivion frames. Ooh. Oblivion frames are, to me, the most interesting part of what I just received, and I'm pretty sure I don't have any frames at all right now. Nope, no frames there. And nothing. Frame housings, nice. And nothing at all in there. So, the Oblivion frame, when put in a apiary or a alveary, if you have the alveary with a frame housing in it, will cause the bees to complete their life cycle, do any production they were going to do, and expire in 1 bee tick, which is roughly 20 seconds. This is great for causing generations of bees to occur very quickly, which is exactly what I'm going to want to do. So that was a really nice addition, and why don't I consume this heart while I'm at it. Get that done, and I'll put my bees and whatnot in here. And this stuff's going to be coming outside with me relatively soon. So, what's next on the quest line? Genetic control. A genetic sampler and a genetic imprinter. Not sure if I can do these, but let's check. There's the genetic sampler. I've never made a power module, but that looks easy. Never made a genetics processor, but that looks easy. That all looks doable. Let's go ahead and step out of this basement and get it done. So, I would like 4 of these. Looks like I need some more bronze. There we go. A bunch more bronze available. Then I would like a genetics processor, a power module, another bee receptacle, which is going to take another one of these pressure plates because I only made one. And, yep, looks like clearly the gears. Oh, I used them up. Yeah, okay. And there's 4 of those. And there's my genetic sampler. So now, the other thing that I need to make is the genetic imprinter. Let's see if I have the capability. Oh yeah, that's going to be easy. Okay, so, getting these quest lines done quickly pleases me. 1, 2. 2 bee receptacles. 1, 2. A genetics processor. 1. Easy enough. A power module, which is going to take 4 of these gears, and so is the main unit. So, ugh, hate it when I do that. There's 8 of those, and 1 power module, and did I make enough gears? Yep, it just doesn't register them as being dictionaried. So, there's that chunk of the quest line done. You'll notice that I've gotten a lot of this done without at all needing bees. Now, here is where I'm really seriously going to run into the need for bees. So, I can almost guarantee I can make all of these things except the empty serum. Let's check. What are they officially? Blank gene template. Blank gene sample. And I happen to know that I'm going to want several stacks of these. So let's make that. Genetics template. I need a bunch of those too, but I'm only going to make 1 for the moment. Labware, which should be right there. Makes a whole bunch of it, and I know I'm going to need a whole bunch of it. There. And manually submit those. And now the empty serum. This is where we run into our limit. The empty serum requires royal jelly. Royal jelly comes from imperial bees. That's all there is to it. Now let's go see what I have in terms of bees. If I have imperial, which is possible, I've gotten quite a lot of bees. But clearly nothing imperial in those chests, or there, or there. So, what is the imperial going to come from? Noble and majestic. Let's see. No, these are ignoble. No, that doesn't help. Mystical, unusual. forest, meadows, forest, meadows, forest, meadows. No. And let's see if I have any majestic. None here. None here. And none there. So clearly, I'm going to have to do a bunch of breeding. So, let me get set up to do that, and I'll be back. So, I've got a little area set up right over here. And now we're going to start working on some of the basics. Let me show you the blocks that I have set up as soon as I'm finished taking this nap. And we can get an idea of how I'm going to try to speed my way through this process. First, I've got some apiaries set up with oblivion frames in them. This will allow me to cause a bee to go through its life cycle very quickly. The apiary is a very simple block to make. Wood slabs, some wood, and the impregnated casing, which is these in a carpenter with some seed oil. I don't have a lot of them, but I don't need a lot of them, and I don't plan to use a lot of them. Now I've got myself an ME interface here. I've got a chest set up with a filter. I want it whitelisted, and you'll notice I have it set to using the OR dictionary. I don't want it to look at metadata or NBT. In this process, what it means is it'll dump all the bees that are received out of anything along this line into this chest, and all the rest is going to go into my ME system, which is good for me. Now, I made the industrial apiary for you on camera, and here's its layout. For you, drone, queen, up here it tells you what the status is the moment everything's good. This is how long the bee's going to survive, and it gives you a nice percentage. And I had to put in a dryer upgrade. Let me show you the upgrades. So I had to put in a dryer upgrade, which is made like so. The climate control module's just a bunch of bronze. The upgrade frame is just a bunch of tin. And some sand, and that will dry out the hive. Since this is a moist environment, and these bees, well, I can't read it yet, have absolutely no tolerance, that's what I had to do. And the cooler upgrade is snowballs in the same basic recipe. Now, if I take one of these out, this immediately becomes hostile environment, and it tells you what the temperature is and the humidity is. And you have to guess until you can reach the point that you can actually trigger that. Now, I've also put in flowering upgrades, which has pretty drastically increased this normally would run at 20 RF a tick. I'm running it at 47. These are each worth 5%. This is worth 10% a piece. What this is doing is it's greatly increasing the rate at which new flowers are going to grow in this area. And I have set up this here harvester to cover this whole center area. You'll notice that this is outside of that space. That way, I get as many flowers as I can reasonably make, which is good because we're going to be needing purple dye later, and red flowers are very necessary in that process. So this is sort of an easy way for me to get a lot of flowers, is by setting up hives in here and making bees that are going to do my work for me. So that's the basic system. And now we need to do that mutation work that I was talking about. By the way, I also have territory upgrades that I made so that I can put them in once I no longer need... These are the automation upgrades. These are kind of like what I consider the have in every apiary, industrial apiary, and the recipe for that is very simple. And what it does is it will put the princess back over here, and it'll put the drones back over here, and then anything else will get ejected out of the system into this pipe. Let me switch this pipe to output, which is what it needs to be for that to work. So yeah, this will allow me to get everything that I need, and this will continue to tick away without me needing to come and look at it, without me needing to set up any complicated systems. Now, I told you that we were going to do some work on mutations. So, I'm going to... Let's see, did I make... I thought I had made the Mutatron. I think it had a quest hand in attached to it, didn't it? No, I guess it didn't. But I didn't make one. So, I guess we're going to make one on camera. So we need a couple of things here. First, we need a mutagen producer. This is going to make mutagen. So I need a mutagen tank. I'm going to need at least 2 of these. Power modules. Let's see how close I am. I can make that. That's going to make the mutagen that's going to be used in our next tool. So first we want to make the Mutatron, and I'm not even going to bother putting it down once I make it. Instead, I'm going to immediately leap to the better device. And I'll explain why when I show you the layout of the Mutatron. Nice. Much better. How close am I? I need this power module. And now the Mutatron allows you to mutate bees. You put in 2 bees, and if there's a possible mutation for those 2 bees, it will go ahead and produce one. The advanced Mutatron takes that same thing to a much higher level, and it allows you to pick amongst any mutation that is available to make your bees. So you can just select whatever it is that you wanted out of a bee. So there we go. That's the mutagen producer and the advanced Mutatron. And I think I'm going to go with open blocks tanks for this. Nice. I got a lot of stuff in my inventory. For the moment, I'm going to get rid of the upgrades so that we can do this in the apiaries. Let's get ourselves an export bus. And I gotta go put a recipe in my system. Actually, no, I'm not going to put this recipe in the system. Instead, I'm going to make a bunch of them. So in a certain way, I'm limiting how much my system is going to use in terms of redstone. So there. That should be good. And I'll take a stack for immediate consumption. Export bus, done. Okay, so let's go ahead and set this up. Hi, guys. They're still scared of me. At some point, I'm going to come out here with some fish and tame them so that they're not so frightened. But for the moment, I'm letting them just run wild, mostly. So I need these machines attached to power. I don't really want to put them over there, so I'm going to put them right next to this, on this power line. Because that gives me ME connections right here. I'm going to need to make some grass covers soon. Anyway, ME cable, export bus, This is, again, this is set for blocks of redstone. It's fine that it moves stacks. And this is going to be the mutagen producer. So basically, this is going to use up quite a lot of power. I think it's 100,000 redstone flux per item. And glowstone would give me 800 millibuckets. I'm getting 900 buckets out of blocks of redstone. And those are the recipes that I have on this map. So this is the best thing I could put in. I could put glowstone blocks in here, and it would work without using up my theoretically precious redstone, but I think I'm just fine in terms of redstone right now. You notice it holds 5 million RF. That means that my reactor right now is probably running at full bore and probably emptying a bunch of the power out of those energy cells, trying to fill that up. So now, I am going to... I didn't grab the tank. I made it, but I didn't grab it. And I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure that this trick is going to work. But I'm going to try it anyway, because it would be really neat if it did. Place down this advanced mutatron right here. And no, it does not, unfortunately, just collect fluid like I had hoped it would. So, I'm going to... Nope. Okay. Well, pickaxe it is. Instead, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in here. That dumps all of it out. With the wrong tool, it just doesn't break. Okay. I'd hoped that idea would work. It would have been so cool, but such is life. So, I can get rid of these tanks and grab a fluid duct. And while I'm at it, I might as well grab a servo. Just in case I need it. So, let's go ahead and slap a fluid duct on there. Let's call that an export. Yep. And toss in a servo and ignored. There we go. And that will pump the mutagen in here, which will allow this to begin doing its job. Now, it does need some labware, which effectively means you are using diamonds to mutate your bees. But if you want to get a set of bees very quickly, this is the way to go. Again, the recipe for labware is a diamond and 4 glass panes for 16 of those. So you're using a 16th of a diamond, which to me seems just fine. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and let my ME system handle making sure that this... Oop, wrong thing. I need an export bus again. I should just carry a dozen of these things, but I have my system close enough. And I'm thinking about putting in a wireless system now that I've got so much base spread out so far. It might be nice to have it, but it's just one more thing cluttering up my inventory, so I don't know. We'll see. There we go. Labware is in and full. So, now how do we use this device? I'll show you real quick. So, we are trying to make ourselves imperial bees. That seems like a great plan that gets us where we're going. So, we need common bees. Well, common is made from any of the basic bees combined like so. There's my common. I could make leporine right now, but I don't need it. So, we go ahead and choose common bee. There's a common bee. Let's see if it'll survive in this hive. Well, it's not daytime, so it won't work. Now, notice, it makes a queen. So if you want the resultant stock from that, you have to run it through one life cycle, which again is because I'm using Oblivion frames that I've gotten from a quest reward. That's 20 seconds. To me, that's no significant waste of time. Let's see. Now, it's a hostile environment. Let's see if I'm going to take this apiary and hit F7. Oh, sorry, F3, not F7. Let's see, I'm in a jungle, but right over here is a forest. I think a forest is going to do us just fine. Oblivion frame, common B. All is well. That will tick off its lifespan. So now, the next thing that we need is to make cultivated. We have cultivated. So we need cultivated and common, which is what we're just going through right now, to make noble. That's nice. So, are you done? Not yet. No, you are. So there's 2 common drones and a common princess. Now, I'm going to put the 2 drones aside. Is that going to work for me? Yeah, I'm probably going to want common again at some point soon here. It's involved in making barren. It's involved in making decomposing. The common is an extremely standard line, so actually, I'm going to go through that process just one more time. I'm going to pick any princess that I have, and any drone that I have, and make another common queen. That common queen is the one that I will end up storing away. Ooh, sometimes it fails. It's a relatively minor... Well, let me see if there's any uses at all for genetic waste. None. So, that's trash. Unfortunately, sometimes it will kill your bees. The rate is relatively small. But again, this is why I always try to make sure that I keep at least one of whatever it is that I'm working on spare. No, it won't take that. Oh, it's cultivated. Why am I doing that? Meadows. Nope. Forest and meadows. Better. Common. Please. Interesting. I wonder what's going on there. I'd never seen that occur before. Well, instead what I'm going to do is set down an industrial apiary. Let's see, is this all in a jungle? Yep. I would like a cooler upgrade. And like a dryer upgrade, a cooler upgrade, a automation upgrade, and since there's absolutely nothing else, I'll grab a light upgrade so that that will operate at night as well. That gives me my 4, and then there's an industrial apiary. Now, on this particular map, ignoble bees will not die off, which they would in a lot of other map packs, or, mod packs. And, occasionally, your princess will be doubled. Occasionally you'll end up with an extra princess. So, I'm going to let this run, and I'm going to make a couple more attempts until I get myself another common set, and then I will move forward and bring you back. Okay, folks, so I've just finished right here. My common drones and my common princess have finished, and now it's time to mix them with cultivated to get noble. So I have a cultivated princess and a common drone. We're going for noble. Not diligent this time. There's our noble queen. We're going to run our noble queen through this process, and I'm going to go make a second one. Where was that? Cultivated and common. There we go. And there's another noble queen, which as soon as these are done, there we are. I'll run this through here to get the offspring rapidly. Now, I wanted to show you one other thing that I'm working on right now. I have used the dolly to move all the chests that I had down in my basement that were full of bees, and I've made myself, using the first hives that I've gotten, I made myself an apiarist chest, which is designed to hold bees in a carefully organized fashion, much better organized than I was getting over here. So I'm going to let that dump in as fast as it reasonably can, and we're going to move forward on our next set of experiments, now that we have noble available to experiment on. Now, noble, wait. Majestic, what did I needed majestic, and majestic is made from noble and cultivated. So I need noble next. Noble is cultivated and common. Oh, that's what I just made. So, is this... Yeah. I've got a princess at the moment of cultivated. And you know what? I never ran cultivated through any of these processes, and so I will be losing the cultivated line if I finish with this, and that's a major problem for me. I can make more of them, but I might as well see what I can do. Cultivated. It's made from any basic and a common. I only have a common princess on me right now. There's a common drone. Let's see if that stabilizes this line. If it doesn't, I have options. I can make a new one. So, now, actually, why don't I make a new one for my purposes? And spare common drone with any of the generic princesses will get me my cultivated. I hope. Sometimes it gets me genetic waste. This is completed, and I do have a stabilized common line. That's good. They don't stack, so that means there's probably some imperfections in that common line. But it'll still allow me to... Oh, yeah. It was the cultivated line I was trying to stabilize, wasn't it? Anyway. Common princess. Oh, cultivated queen. So, oh well. Well, I can make my cultivated. No, I'm going to toss these in here. I'm going to set up an apiary for nobles. And let's see what needs it has before I go ahead and make any upgrades for it. Definitely either the warm or the damp or both. So once again, a dryer upgrade, simple, a cooler upgrade, and a automation upgrade, and a light upgrade. That sounds good. Now you notice that on this level up here, the harvester is not harvesting. If I want to harvest stuff up here, I'm going to have to put a harvester one more level up. Harvester will only harvest on its own level and one level above it. So let's start with a dryer. Does that fix it? Nope. Cooler. Does that fix it? Nope. Cooler and dryer solves the problem. Automation, light. So that line is now stabilized. I have the common. I have the noble. I didn't stabilize the cultivated, so let's do that too. Let's just assume that it's going to need the collection. As you see, working with these industrial apiaries is much, much faster than, for example, going and hunting down, what's it? That's noble. Cultivated. Going and hunting down the correct biome to do whatever this work is in, much faster. So, now, cultivated and noble, and I have a spare noble princess, so let's try this. Noble princess and cultivated drone gets me the majestic queen. Nice. Go grab some sleep so that processes, and we're almost there. This is much, much faster than going through the Punnett squares process of Mendelian genetics of very cautiously making yourself the exact bee that you need. This is so much faster. I'm going to go ahead and set up. You know what? I need to make some more of these. There's that. And dryer. Cooler. I could have done this a lot easier by setting up in a different biome, but 100% honest, once I'm done with this process, it really will not matter what biome any of this is in. So, and this is not going to be an extraordinarily long process. often bee work is an extraordinarily long process, and that's what I'm working to avoid right now. So let's see, we have our majestic line. All is well there. Everything's ticking away here. These, to get the items out, it did turn out that I have to set these with servos, or levers, as it were. But at this point, servos are much better for me to work with. And that will automatically pull the combs, and once there are a high surplus of drones, it will pull those out as well. Let's see, and I've got another page or so of inventory space in here. That's nice. So, now what? Well, we have our majestic, and we have our noble. So, I think it's time for us to finally make the Imperial, which was the goal of this set. So let's see. What do I have? I have Majestic and Noble all as drones. That doesn't help me any. I gotta make one of those. I think... I have not got another queen yet. Another princess of any of these, to be honest. I don't think. Let me go check my system. No princess. There. And... okay. I have commons that I can work my way up with. Okay, since you've already seen this, I'm going to step off camera. I'm going to make myself a queen or a princess of one of these lines, and I'll be back once I have the Imperial Bee in hand. There we go, folks, our Imperial Queen. And we're going to run through the exact same process with this, just to get ourselves a couple more bees out of the deal, just for stabilization's sake. So, we put 20 seconds here, and I've set up one more industrial apiary the same way I've set up all of the rest of them. So, what was that I was... oh yeah, it's the nodes over there that I basically can't see, but when I get my cursor over the wrong one, the sky goes crazy. Like that. So there is our two Imperial drones and our Imperial Princess. And I'm going to get these working. Now, I'm going to try to see if they don't need one of these upgrades. That would be very nice. Nope. I'm not going to give them the light upgrade. As soon as I get some royal jelly out of these bees, I have two things that I badly want to make. So, the uses of royal jelly are making the production upgrade, which, as you'll note, increases the production drastically, and you can put 8 of them in. I believe they're multiplicative in terms of that. And here's the empty serum, which we need to make the replicator in the inoculator, which the inoculator is required over here, and the actual serum itself is required here. So, I haven't got this set to export yet, in some hope that I'll actually get the royal jelly. So, that's our last step on our way to this quest. As soon as I have that royal jelly in hand, I will be right back. Well, here we go, folks. So, I left for a little while and worked on another project, and what I got back was 5 royal jelly, which pleases me a lot. So now I can set this to automatic export and make sure that all the things that I make end up in my system. By the way, what I was doing was sorting out all of my bees. I now have all of my special bees in here, and these 2 chests hold what are known as all the hive bees, though I have kept a couple Oblivion, Monastic, Infernal in here that are officially hive bees, but they're special bees as far as I'm concerned. And interesting, that platform is blocking the sun. Just barely. Maybe it's just the cable. Anyway, what I wanted to do was to make the... Pull out the quest book again, just to make sure I'm on the right page. Empty serum. Yep, so there's that. I'm not going to be making a lot of these. I've made 2 now, and I can manually submit and claim. This reward bag seems fine. I notice I get a genetic sampler and imprinter, which are great, some Valiant drones, which are great, an indexer, which I might use. We'll see, I might use that instead of the apiarist chest. It, if I recall correctly, is a bit more useful. Let's see what's in the reward bag. It's an epic. Ooh. Whole bunch of seeds. Reminds me, I should at some point grab this chest down here and move all of its contents into my AE system. That would be very, very good. Anyway. And the last thing that I'm going to make in this episode is this set of devices. So let's see. Inoculator, purifier, gene pool, and synthesizer. The inoculator... There we go. It's going to take another one of these empty serums. One more than I have at the moment. And I need the advanced genetic machines. Ooh, enhanced circuit boards, carpenter. Okay, so let me grab the necessaries for that. I'm going to have to make a bunch of these, and a bunch of these, and so a bunch of these. Maybe that'll be enough. Yep, that was good. So I need basic circuit boards, enhanced circuit boards, and some magma creams. Okay. So this is tin and redstone. This is bronze. Easy. No, not platinum. Tin. And bronze. There we go. That's what I wanted. And redstone. Make these up real quick. Have a carpenter set up with water on it already. Down in the shop. Here is a carpenter full of water. Let's go ahead and take this stuff out. Delete this recipe. Notice it already has tin, redstone, copper. Let's add the bronze to it. And our first recipe goes like this, and we need it 4 times, so it's and so. And there is the recipe for the enhanced circuit board. Come on. No, this takes just a little bit more than... And I'm pretty sure this episode's running long, but that's fine. Things that I needed to get done. And here comes the final one. And now I'm going to clear this recipe out so that it doesn't make anything without permission. So, now, let's try that again. We want inoculator. Can't even type right at the moment. There we go. So, we need to make this. Try that again. Into this. Into, I need 5 of these. What do I have in terms of glue balls? Easy, good. There is the inoculator. That was the hardest of them. Purifier, gene pool, synthesizer. Purifier, again. Gene pool. Gene pool, there we go. This one is a lower level device, and so it doesn't require that last circuit board. Oop. And finally, the synthesizer. And I don't have to can these in, I just have to make them. That's nice. Get some of this extra stuff out of my inventory. Synthesizer. I'm not going to be using these devices, so I'm not going to go through on camera what it is that they do and how it is that they work. If I get a lot of requests in the comments to do it, I will do a separate spotlight simply on these blocks, but I really feel that the industrial processes from Gendustry, much more effective. So alvearies, frame housings, full heart, and a reward bag. I already have many of those items, and that's good. Let me eat up my 2 hearts. 89. And 16 reactor casings, which aren't stunningly useful to me. So, there you go, folks. That's a wrap on this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment or a like or a favorite. If you didn't, please let me know why. And I hope you guys will see me next time.